When you buy an iPhone, it says designed by Apple in California, but that phone is not made in California. Its chips come from Taiwan and other advanced semiconductor hubs. Its camera modules from Japan, its OLED displays from South Korea, and its glass from the US. And final assembly happens mostly in Asia, historically China, and now increasingly India. The iPhone isn't a product of one country, because it's a global production network by Apple.
In the 1990s and 2000s, Apple leaned heavily in outsourcing and offshoring. Instead of building giant factories in the US, it partnered with contract manufacturers like Foxconn. Foxconn built massive phone cities in places like Shenzhen, China. Literally hundreds of thousands of workers living, eating, and assembling phones in one complex. Why China? Speed, scale, labor availability, supplier clustering. If Apple needed millions of units fast, Foxconn would spin up entire production lines overnight. That's basically the new trade theory in real life. Economies of scale and first-mover advantages. When you reach that scale first, you lock in cost efficiency and coordination benefits. But this all eggs in one basket model also created serious risk. In late 2022, protests and COVID lockdown tension hit Foxconn's main iPhone plant in Chengdu. That was Apple's wake-up call. It's actually dangerous to just supply from one country.
In 2025, India isn't just a backup production. It's becoming a main hub for iPhones, especially iPhones that are headed to the US market. Between March and May of this year, Foxconn exported billions of dollars worth of iPhones from India to US, with up to 97% of those Indian-made iPhones going straight to the US buyers. Apple even airlifted about $2 billion worth of Indian assembled iPhones to the US in March to beat incoming US tariffs on Chinese electronics. So why does Apple care so much about India right now? First, geopolitics and tariffs. US and China tensions and tariff threats mean China only is too risky and too expensive. 2. Government incentives. India is literally rolling out incentives and infrastructure to attract high-end electronics manufacturing and branding itself as Make in India. Third, local market growth. India's rising middle class is itself a huge future customer base.
We applied the OLA framework from classes.
This model of global production is insanely powerful but not clear. Labor standards and worker treatment in mega factories are constant points of criticism.
Protests in Shenzhou in 2022 were triggered by pay disputes and harsh COVID restrictions, and video showed clashes between workers and security. Apple publicly said put teams on the ground to monitor conditions. Political pressure is real in the US. Leaders have pushed Apple to bring iPhone manufacturing home, while at the same time threatening huge tariffs on Chinese-made devices. But experts say building iPhones entirely in the US at scale would basically triple cost. Concentration risk: if one of iPhone cities shuts down, the whole world feels it. That's why Apple is now doing China +1, keep China but also build serious capacity in India and Vietnam.
So Apple's global supply chain is not just about shipping, it's also about resilience, speed to market, bargaining to power, and geopolitical chess.
The big idea here is an iPhone is not a made-in-X product, it's a globally coordination system. Apple uses outsourcing and offshoring to scale fast and stay cost competitive. It uses OLI, logic and country-by-country production, to manage risk and tariffs. And it constantly reconfigures the chain, from China to India to Vietnam to part of the US, to survive political shocks and logistic shocks. In other words, Apple doesn't just sell tech, Apple manages a global production strategy. So next time you use your phone, you're literally using international business.